final speech is freshman Liam Collins.
My grandpa is the type of grandpa that any kid would be lucky to have. He was smart, patient, wise, he was funny, and I learned a lot from him. He was the chief at his local fire department, a lifelong firefighter. He was a big, strong guy, in great shape, but unfortunately he was also a smoker, and he died at the young age of only 64 from smoking-related lung cancer. My best friend growing up, Ryan, had his house burned down because his dad was smoking in bed and fell asleep, and it took a whole year for his house to be rebuilt. These are just two personal examples of lives impacted by the negative effects of cigarette smoking. Now, we all know smoking's bad for you, we've all heard about it, that's nothing new. But when you dig into some of the details of the devastating, traumatic effects smoking not only has in our bodies, but our society, it's truly shocking. According to the FDA, when we as humans breathe in cigarette smoke, whether it be directly from a cigarette or exposure to secondhand smoke, there are over 7,000 chemicals being inhaled by our bodies. These include chemicals found in car exhaust, paint thinners, and even nuclear weapons. According to the CDC, smoking causes strokes and coronary heart disease, which are the two leading causes of death in the United States. Smoking is also the leading cause of lung cancer in our nation. Now, you might be sitting here thinking, well, I don't smoke, and I'm never going to, so why does this affect me? Well, the CDC also claims that non-smokers who are exposed to secondhand smoke at places like at work, at home, increase their lung cancer percentage risk by up to 20 to 30%, and they didn't even smoke. So now, let's move on to talk about the deaths, and the preventable deaths from cigarette smoking. Every year, smoking is responsible for the deaths of 1 in 5 Americans. 1 in 5. Also, more than 10 times as many U.S. citizens have died prematurely because of smoking than from all of the wars fought by the United States in its history. And also, according to the CDC, the United States smoking was responsible for the deaths of 480,000 Americans in 2014. 480,000. Think about that number for a second. The United States lost 480,000 heartbeats due to the negative effects of cigarette smoking. Now, not only are there numerous health effects that smoking has in our bodies, but there are substantial other effects as well, one of these being fires. In 2011, according to the National Fire Protection Association, there were over 90,000 smoking material-related fires, causing 540 civilian deaths, 1,640 civilian injuries, and $621 million worth of direct property damage. Cigarette smoking has a devastating effect on our society, including the countless preventable deaths. My friend Ryan lost many irreplaceable things in the fire, like pictures and his grandmother's ashes. My grandpa, in his last years, compared breathing to trying to breathe through a straw. I hope that in generations to come, something is done about the negative effects of cigarette smoking, so that countless amounts of lives can be saved, and a tremendous amount of suffering like that of my grandpa and of Ryan could be prevented. Thank you.
Woo!
Well, that's pretty incredible. So we had Kate, Desiree, Liam, McKenna, Morgan, and Caitlin. Let's give it up for them.